Hi, my name's Justin Johnson.
And I'm Josiah Stowe.
And we are Dominion Wealth Strategists. We are created to put money in the hands of those that are sitting in the pews.
From budgeting to estate planning, savings accounts, retirement planning, life insurance, and a heck of a lot more here at Dominion.
That means that you are leaving an inheritance that passes multiple generations because that is the legacy. It's part of our mission.
All of Christ for all of life.
And all of finance for Christendom.
Hey y'all, welcome to Winebreak. It's good to be with you. Today is AMA Husband and Wife Edition. And if you don't know what AMA is, because Annie had to teach me this, it's Ask Me Anything. And so this is AMA Husband and Wife Edition, where we're asking each other questions.
And also it's Winebreak. And look at our backdrop.
Which means Winebreak instead of water break.
Carter came up with that.
I didn't see that. That's so good. Producer Carter's nailing it in the background.
Yeah,
so
killing it.
This is Mary Sellers wine, and Mary Sellers is a winery over in Pullman, Washington, and that's more wine than I probably should have poured, but I was trying to.
You have an hour.
Yeah, I have an hour.
You have an hour.
And Mary Sellers makes delicious wine. I love their wine.
We like them, yeah.
And so Annie goes over there once a month, sort of to meet with friends or whatever, whenever she can. And so we have a little, what is this, a growler?
We call it a growler, yes. We fill it up.
Mm-hmm. If you guys want to be in a conversation with us, you can actually email us, RenchMedia@gmail.com. RenchMedia, it's just RENCH media, MEDIA, RenchMedia@gmail.com. Or follow us on Twitter, me on Twitter, and Annie on Instagram. Annie's just not on Twitter. It's not how.
I don't have time for Twitter.
She doesn't like politics, and she doesn't like fighting.
I love fighting.
That's good.
You know
that's
that.
good. I
don't love politics.
I heard what I said.
I love fighting. I love fighting, but what I don't have is time. I don't have time to fight on Twitter, and that's all I would do.
Yeah. So you can follow Annie on Instagram, me on Twitter, and all that stuff. And hopefully we got some. So next week we're going to take off.
Yes,
because that's spring break. Spring break with the kids. So and it's our 20th anniversary. We were married March 11th, 2005, and so I did the math. And March 11th, 2025 is 20 years.
Yeah, it's easy math.
05 to 2025. Very easy math.
20 years. That's 20 a long time.
I love it. And so between spring break and our 20th anniversary, we're going to be out next week. And the following week, we should be back on. And we got some really cool interviews coming up the next 3 weeks, actually.
3 in
after
a row
spring break.
if all things go to plan. So we'll miss you next week, but stay tuned for some really good interviews. I'm excited about them.
Yeah. Okay. So this is ask me anything, ask Annie anything, ask Gabe anything, marriage edition. So you guys don't get to ask us any questions. We get to ask each other questions.
Yeah.
And
we haven't reviewed our answers, you guys. So you're going to experience us just kind of checking in with each other. And we do this. It's good to do every once in a while.
Usually we go on a date night on Sunday night, and that's where we kind of produce out our show and everything. So date night's fun, and we're hanging out, drinking a little bit of wine. So it's great for show production.
It actually really is.
And that's where this idea came from, because I think I started asking a question, or I forget exactly how it came about, but we started writing down questions immediately at the date night table. And
that's so cute. You think it was your idea? I like.
I
like how you remember.
I think I asked you questions, and you're like, "Hey, how about AMA for the show or something?"
Sure.
Oh, how did it happen then?
I said, let's do an AMA for spouses, like a spouse interview. And you were like, that's a great idea. And then we were like, let's write down questions.
Yeah. Okay. It was close. Same close enough story.
I'm going to just pin that for I'll work this in later.
My recounting of the story was close. Okay.
It's always kind
of
close-ish.
For a guy, it was really good.
Your memory is so poor. So poor.
Okay. I want to start. I'm going to ask you a question here.
Okay. So we wrote a bunch down, but we didn't answer them, and we'll just pick out whichever one you want. There's no order.
Here you go. Cheers for the first question.
Cheers.
Yeah. White wine and red wine.
Oh, it's nice.
I would like to do a scotch and wine show.
What do you mean, like a show? Like we get an expert on?
Like a podcast. We get an expert on. We drink scotch or wine or whatever. Talk about
like
the wine.
Like a tasting?
Yeah, it'd be great.
That would be great.
Let's see. Let's start with. That's not a good place to start for you. Oh, this is just a funny debate in our marriage. I don't know.
Okay.
How it started, but which one of us is going to live longer and why?
Oh man. I've forgotten. Sunday feels like a long time ago.
Yeah.
A lot goes down. Like
by Thursday,
I haven't re-looked at the
whatever
list.
happened on Sundays.
A lot of these are going to be like, oh yeah.
Yeah, we did write that down.
Okay, so you're asking me, and then you can answer too.
Yeah,
but
I can answer too.
I have thought for a long time, weirdly, that Gabe is going to outlive me. And let me tell you guys, I feel very strongly about it, even though statistically, women live longer than men.
Mm-hmm.
And if you compare our blood work, our lifestyles, our diet, I'm killing it.
She's way healthier.
I'm way healthier than him. But there's just something about Gabe Wrench that's just kind of like hard to kill. I think. Like I just think you're gonna live forever, and I'm gonna die earlier than you.
Hard to kill.
And I don't have any like scientific, like rational reason besides it's just I have a very strong feeling, and I just think. I think I'm like the person who does everything right. I try to do everything right, but I still am like, I don't handle stress as well. If we both get the same, well, wouldn't you say, I would say I'm doing better now, but in the past. It
used to be where you got more sick than me.
I would get more sick
regularly more sick. And also your sickness would be worse.
Yes. Yeah. So if we would get the same thing, and I think maybe it's getting a little better because I'm stressing myself less. I'm sleeping more, all the things you're supposed to do. But like, I just would get so much sicker than him. And I'd be like, why? I'm doing everything. Yeah.
Especially early on in our marriage. Yeah. It's like once a month you were getting the sniffles or a sinus infection
or something. Yeah. So I was sickly and poor. But I think Gabe's going to outlive me. I'm fine with it. I don't want to die before my kids are grown. That's really important to me. Yeah. I mean, obviously I can't control all this, but I'm going to try really hard not to die.
The goal.
The goal
Her
is
minimum goal?
Because I don't think children should be without a mother or a father. That's just a really big deal to me. So I'm going to try really hard. But after that, it's just kind of like, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't really know. I don't have a good, I'm not sure. But, and I think
it seems like a little against nature in some sense when your kids die before you. It's,
well,
that's, you're supposed to, die before your kids and,
but
you're older.
But that's your child dying. We're talking about us dying before. You do want to die before your kids, obviously. That's normal. That's normal. Yeah, and I'm fine with it. And I'm fine with dying before you, although I think you're going to need to remarry. I think you're going to need to. And I know it's weird to talk about that and it's hard to think about it, but I think it's going to need to happen because you're going to live forever and you need someone.
I need help. I need help. Is that where's this going? He needs help.
Well, you need companionship. You're not going to do well by yourself. So
it's funny because we've talked about this conversation. I don't know. Usually it comes up when we're just kind of laughing with each other.
It comes up weirdly.
It's kind of a
often.
joking conversation.
Yeah, because I talk about it like it's fact. Like I'm so sure that you're going to outlive me. It's really funny. If it's just going to be crazy if that's not the case, I'm going to be like, what?
We're going to play this video at my funeral if that's the case.
Yeah.
We'll play this because what's also funny is I have no real foundation or basis for this either, but I just have a feeling that I'm going to live longer than you.
So you agree with me?
I agree with you.
Yeah.
But it's an instinct.
It's a feeling, guys.
Yeah, it's just
we have no on paper for a lot of reasons. I should live longer than you.
No, blood work's horrible. Yeah,
it's not good.
My blood pressure's higher than it should be. My family has diabetes. My dad died.
I know.
He didn't.
He died from complications.
He died from complications of diabetes, but his diabetes was really bad. And all that stuff. So like the whole everything from the health to the lifestyle to she'll go to bed. She'll go to bed at 9 and I'll stay up until midnight working because I'm like,
and he's gonna do that until he's like 115 probably, which is kind of makes me angry, but I'm also really proud.
I'll be that anomaly on the Social Security.
Yeah, right. You're like, I'm actually alive.
I am 115
He's actually alive.
I'm actually alive.
Send the check. Yeah. Oh man, that's right.
Fun.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Is it my turn?
Yeah,
okay. Let's see here. Oh, I'm just gonna go with the first one here because I like it. What are your 3 biggest pet peeves that other people do? Think hard. Don't squander them. You only get 3.
Yeah. Here's the problem with this question is because people do things and I'll like be critical in the moment, but then I'll forget about it and I'll move on.
You are not actually as critical of a person as I am. I am more easily bothered than you, but you are.
I'm critical in the moment.
You're very black and white though. There's certain things that you are like super rigid about. I'm more just like easily bothered by a lot of small things because I think everybody is stupid.
No,
or most people, But okay, so
let me just so one is
what are some pet peeves of yours?
The Pharisee. I don't like the food Pharisee. I don't like the legal Pharisee. I don't like, I think,
that's true.
Especially in the food world. Like we've talked about this on the show. I bring it up almost every time. I feel like I need to say it, but like, I don't like people picking apart diets and being legalistic about the diet. And,
right.
Because
That's true about you. That's true about you.
And I
You're
don't
that way
mind
across-
diets. I don't mind diets at all.
You don't like legalism and pettiness.
Yeah.
That
Thank you.
and things that feel contrived when they shouldn't be or restrictive when they shouldn't be. And I think some of this is principle. Like it's good. It's good thinking. You're principled, but also Gabe Wrench does not like being told what to do. So some of it is that.
I feel like you're answering your question now.
I just know you really well. He feels a diet, any kind of rules, any kind of like, he's like, don't tell me what to do.
Yeah. I think husband and wives have a certain kind of relationship around diet and working out and stuff like that and everything. And it's not that I don't mind being told what to do.
Is it?
No, because like if if my board says do this, you gotta do that. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I argue maybe a little bit.
He hates being told what to do, like literally hates it. So
I
think
to the Bible. I read the Bible and I'm like, okay, Lord, I'm not doing that. I need to do that.
You do listen to God very well.
Yeah,
you do. But anyone else, it's kind of like, oh, it's not going to go well.
Yeah. And to be fair, I do listen to you. Sometimes you got to maybe battle a little harder to.
Yeah, you've gotten a little better over time too. With that, a little bit better, but I still know you don't. But
you also want to marry a husband who's like, if you have an idea that he needs to do, you want to. Totally. You don't want to be a pushover. You want to kind of fight for it a little bit.
I'm really worried about you becoming a pushover. So I'm glad that you're hedging against it so hard. Yeah.
Trying to help this conversation.
That's a great argument. I mean, that's your biggest issue is just being an absolute pushover and not standing up for yourself. But that's a good one. That's a good pet peeve. Okay, but do you have two more?
Yeah. So I'd say another pet peeve of mine would be, if I am, let's say I'm in a partnership, so I have business partnerships. I've had, you've
had lots of partnerships.
Employees, if we're kind of working alongside and I got to keep telling them micromanage. I hate micromanaging.
Yes,
and this is just
also true.
I hate it. Because I got employees. I got employees with Cross Baltic. I got employees with Pango Media, my PR company.
You've got a lot. You got a lot.
I got partnerships. I got another partnership with Business Makers Network, and everything. And if I have to like say, hey, why didn't this get done? Why didn't or you should know better and do this, even though I didn't tell them. That sometimes can be my fault.
That's a key point right there. Yeah. Even though I didn't tell them.
Even though I didn't tell them. It's just like freaking figure it out and go.
Yes.
So, and that one's got some tension there, and some, I know I need to be careful about that one.
Yeah, I understand it. You just need people around you who are innovative and go-getters, and they initiate
and creative.
And they're creative. And you're part of it's because you're too busy. You're too busy to hold someone's hand, and you don't like doing that anyways. But you have to watch the old mind reading thing.
So exactly. And Annie knows. Annie's my wife.
People can't read.
To her credit, though, she's learned to read my mind a little bit. Over the years, which is real. Yeah.
You're fairly predictable to me.
Yeah.
Fairly predictable to me, but that's not true for most other people who work with you. Whenever there's a lady involved, like in production or assistant, anything. I always if I have a chance to talk to them, I'm like, listen. He's gonna want you to not ask questions and just figure stuff out and read his mind, but you're not gonna be able to do that. So you have to be very assertive with the questions that you ask. And if he acts annoyed, you just need to not worry about it because you can't have both. You can't have both.
100%.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Okay, that was good. That's great.
I have meetings with some of my employees, and performance meetings or meeting about pay or whatever, and then I'll say, okay, in 2 months, meet with me. It's your job, schedule me, meet with me. And then in that meeting, I'd be like, okay, what did we talk about last meeting that I need to talk with you about here? It's not good.
Is that a test or is it also?
No, I just forgot what it is. But I know I need to meet with them, and so I have them remind me. And in fact, DJ Shannon did that with me this morning. I said, what did we talk about last time? And actually, neither of us remembered.
Oh man, that's really good.
It was great. So DJ just started from scratch right here. Like, let's do this.
Let's just Groundhog Day this thing. Yeah, you should just keep notes, tiny little notes.
Last thing.
Third pet peeve.
Is when I would say you can easily describe this with the government, but when organizations or people or government are doing things they have no responsibility and authority to do.
That's
and
true.
This is the biggest.
That's true. That bothers you. You talk about this a lot.
This applies in so many relationships and the easy biggie on the eye chart. The government's like, get out of public school. You don't have any authority there. God didn't give you authority to educate our kids. It's like basic things like that. So that would be authority not defined by God's word, and kind of trafficking in those areas. Just really it's disgusting.
It's
Yeah.
it's just like the government telling you what to do
Yeah.
when it shouldn't.
When it shouldn't. Yeah, exactly.
It just
And I
comes
think
back-
everybody agrees with me. Even everyone's like, yeah, that's right, Gabe.
They should.
I love they like my biggest pet peeves right now. I can just feel the energy.
You
on
can
the show.
feel it. They love your biggest pet. I mean, they're very alpha man pet peeves. They make sense, and you're right about every single one of them. You did not make any of those up. Those are true about you.
Okay, now it's your turn. Pet peeves.
Okay, well, mine are going to sound a little more girly and petty than no petty. I don't know, small. Yours are kind of more. Yours are more like a little more principally driven. Okay, let's see here.
This is probably one of a good illustration of the difference between men and women a little bit.
It's,
Probably,
I mean, it's
and some of these pet
possible.
peeves. Yeah,
yeah. I mean, I would say probably.
It'd be interesting to
Okay, but okay, this is gonna be really hard because I have so many. Let's just. Okay, number one, very slow drivers. I cannot stand you guys. If you are listening to
this needs some context, and I'll bring you the context.
Does it need context? I don't think it does. I can.
Okay.
This doesn't need to be qualified at all. If you are on the road in a vehicle going under the speed limit,
It's true.
for any reason,
Yeah, that's a problem.
everybody is mad at you, and you are making everybody late, and there's no reason for it. If you cannot drive 25 in a 25, I mean, honestly, you should be going about 5 over. I think that's right. Unless you're maybe in a school zone or, it's like a really busy crossing and you're trying to slow down for actual people, that's understandable. But if there is unobstructed road in front of you, you should be driving anywhere bare minimum.
Unobstructed road. At least 5 over.
Just road.
At least 5 over.
At least
bare
5
minimum.
over to
bare
just
minimum.
get there.
I agree with
Okay.
you.
I can't, it drives me so crazy. I do need to work on my road rage. I have pretty poorly controlled road rage, I would say. I mean, and I think that
here's a little bit where this is coming to for Annie. We live 4 miles outside of town off a country road.
Yeah.
It's, one way, one lane this way, one lane that way, 2-lane road. And you get behind people. The speed limit is 55 miles an hour on this country road.
Well, that's what we tell ourselves. It's
no,
unposted.
It is.
Is it because it's an unposted county road? It's out of the city limits.
It's automatically 55
Gabe
miles
and I
an
are
hour.
the kinds of people who are just like, of course it's 55, which is what we choose to drive. But there's always
even
a
in
Subaru.
school zones, it's 55.
There's always a Subaru. Listen.
Going 35 miles an hour.
Going 35 miles an hour. And it always has.
True.
Always. Don't pave paradise bumper sticker. Always.
That's true.
Okay,
That's
guys.
true,
I will take pictures and start posting them. And usually it's a Carrie Edwards sticker. Okay, so these are older people.
Liberals.
These are
wow.
old
That's
liberals.
funny,
Carrie Edwards.
Yep.
Don't pay paradise. Literally driving 30 miles an hour down a road, and it's gone
remember,
pretty bad.
John Kerry, John Edwards. They both had his first name John.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. That's why they had to say Carrie Edwards. Yeah,
that's right.
I had to think about that for a second. Yeah. So it fills me full of rage. It probably shouldn't, but it does. And I think that people need to just, if you can't drive 30, 45, 60, whatever the posted, speed is, due to fear, due to your vision, due to anxiety, like, I don't know, not caring about other people, you shouldn't be driving. Okay. That's just, you're obstructing traffic, and I hate it. And that is one of my biggest pet peeves. And I do need to work on my rage, because I think I have desensitized our children to the point that they now holler at cars. Yeah. They yell
this
things.
Car's going too fast.
They're like,
too
gosh,
slow.
what a terrible driver. And,
and the mom's like, hey kids.
Or they're like, pass them. And I'm like, it's a school zone. I can't.
I'm sorry for passing my sin down to you.
Oh, geez. Yeah. I need to work on it. I'm a terrible example. And when it comes out of their little mouths, I'm like, but still, stop driving so slow. Okay.
Pet peeve.
Okay. Second pet peeve. Picky eaters. You guys, that's a huge pet peeve. And part of that is because of what I do, and that I have to deal in this and answer questions, and this is an excuse.
Because you're coming at it. So I'm against the Pharisee thing.
Yeah, I'm coming at it like,
this is not so much. It includes the Pharisee thing, but this is specifically like picky eaters who like maybe need to eat more of a variety, or
just won't eat healthy food because I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that. This is true for kids. Although with kids, that's super annoying, but I blame the parents in that scenario. And if you're an adult and you're just like super picky, I can't, it's like having conversations with really picky eaters. It is all I can do to just be like, you are a small, spoiled child, and I cannot help you reach your health if you refuse to eat chicken or eggs or vegetables. I can't help you. Like, I really can't.
You'll consult with someone on nutrition.
Yeah.
And you'll say, hey, you need to buy steak and cook it at home.
And they're, I just really don't like that. Or it's just a texture thing.
It's extra work or whatever.
And it's usually like your more affordable protein basics, fruit basics. Like, I cannot believe how picky some adults are. Yeah. And it's just like and it's possible, I don't know, your parents are kind of at fault because they kind of raised you up that way. But at a certain point, you just need to take some responsibility. You need to start making yourself eat food. that is nourishing for your body. And if picky eating is the biggest obstruction between you and health, like that is so stupid. It is so stupid. And I have a really hard time being kind and understanding when I'm talking to people who are like clearly like, or I'm talking to wives, because I have a ton of conversations with wives, and they're talking on behalf of their husband, like, what can I make for him? What should he have? What should he? And I'll be like, how about this? And they're like, yeah, they don't really like that. This, we don't really like leftovers. And I'm like, what? And some of this could be a wife just completely propping up and like over coddling, like, you know what I mean? Like, okay.
Or she thinks she's being too nice to her husband. Her husband's actually, I'd probably be willing to eat some of this stuff.
It's hard to say in that scenario. I don't always know the husband, or if it's you, husband, like you need to stop
picky.
it.
Yeah.
Your wife is trying so hard to help you. You are acting like a large child, and you need to stop being so picky, especially if you're like overweight and your blood work works bad and you're not exercising. You don't get to be a picky eater. Like you can't. And like cut your wife a break and just stop it.
Yeah.
Yesterday.
That's
okay.
Facts. That's facts. Okay, last one.
Makes me so mad. Okay. Oh, okay. Here's one. I have a lot, guys. I'm a critical person. I need to work on it. But anyways, girls who do not dress for their body type.
I got me and you've had conversations around this.
Oh, it hurts me so much. It hurts me so much because you know what? Most women, most girls, teenagers, college students, women, elderly women can look beautiful no matter
what their body type
what
is.
What type of body type they have. Now, obviously,
Mm-hmm.
every person's body, the way they're born and the way they're kind of genetically predisposed, there's going to be a healthy version of that body and an unhealthy version of the body. And I definitely recommend move towards a healthy version of that body, right? It's not stick thin for everybody, and that's okay, you know? But if you are exercising as you should be, sleeping enough, eating healthy most of the time, you're going to ideally, you get your hormones squared away. Obviously, there's some of that stuff. You can get yourself to a healthy version of your body. And then the big thing
of your
is
body type.
Yeah, of your body type, exactly. And that's different for everybody. There's still a really important step. You have to care about the way you present yourself to the world. You need to understand what kind of body you have, and you need to dress for it. And I just cannot believe how women or younger girls, and I blame their moms for this, because moms, this is 100% your job. And if you're like, I just don't know, I don't understand, I don't know about fashion, I don't understand makeup, get some help. Husbands, pay for it. Get a tutorial. Go find some lady who does facials and does makeup and understands products. There's so much on YouTube. Like if you got on YouTube and you were like, makeup for, different types of makeup for your skin tone. I mean, like 10 billion little free videos will show up. If you get on YouTube and you just like type in dress for my body type, so much free information. You might have to sort, some of it might be better than others. Some of it you might be like, others might be really helpful. But like, my goodness, I cannot believe how many women and girls do not understand how to dress for their body type. It just, and you could look so much better and you could be so much more confident in your body. And I think so many girls don't know how to dress for their body type. Therefore, they want a different body type. And that's really sad, because you could be naturally more muscular. You could be naturally more curvaceous. You can be naturally really thin. And a lot of times all of those people are wishing they were something else. They're like, I wish I was that over there. I wish I was a really skin girl. I wish I actually had some You just need to learn what works for you and what doesn't, because it doesn't matter what is in or what you might see on a model in a magazine. You know what I mean? Like most of those, things are changing now, but most of those girls are really tall, really lean, kind of a boyish body. You have to understand that some of those clothes are not going to translate onto your body very well if you are not built that way. And it's just like, you just got to figure this out and get help if you can, because my goodness, it's a thing. And if you could learn how to dress for your body type, it is such a big confidence booster, and it really does help you be grateful for and accept the body that God gave you. So
amen, baby.
There you go.
That was the most serious you gotten so far on this.
Thank you. It really is a pet peeve of mine. I can't believe it. Ladies, if you have short legs, stop doing the socks thing. Okay. I can't. Stop doing the socks thing when your legs are short. It just shortens your legs more, okay? And you need high-waisted jeans, okay? I don't care if low rise is in. If you have short legs, wear high-waisted jeans. Okay, I'm done.
That's funny, baby.
I could do a whole show on this.
Yeah, that you absolutely could. All right.
Oh my gosh.
those are a little bit heavy, so this is kind of a lighter question. If you could have any car, what would it be?
Oh, this is way more for you than it is for me. I don't know.
You have some real opinions on this.
I mean, I do. I mean, kind of. I have had a Chevy Tahoe for a long time now.
Love that
I've
car.
loved that car.
Yeah.
I like it. I like the size of
She
it.
wouldn't let me buy her a Suburban. She's like, I want the Tahoe. And so now we have no storage in the back.
Man, it's total vanity. Like it's total vanity, you guys. Like I don't know.
Total
And I'm not putting down the Suburban. I mean, like there are times where I shove kids in the tiny storage compartment of my
back's like,
Tahoe without a seat because
lay down, roll in.
I'm taking keep your
Roll
head
in,
down. Don't let the
roll
cops
in.
see you.
Yeah.
It would be way better to have that like back row. I don't know, just
Mhm.
have more space, but I just didn't want the size of a Suburban. We have 3 kids. We don't really need it. But if you're like taking friends or you're packing a bunch of suitcases, it's like it's totally vanity. But I mean, it's so much easier to parallel park.
That's true.
but-
Especially in our town, smaller town.
Oh man, I can parallel park the thing anywhere. I love it. It's been a great car. So I've
Okay,
been
you aren't answering the
sorry.
question. We're talking
I would
about
be
our current Tahoe.
happy.
More
now,
Tahoes?
Yeah, I would be happy with an upgraded Tahoe. I really would
Yeah.
because I have been really happy with the Tahoe. Now, please don't get mad at me, you guys. I don't know. Is that bad? Is that good? I don't know. I don't know anything about cars and I don't care.
Yeah.
But I love the look of the new Bronco.
Yeah.
I know it's a Ford.
You know,
We're a Chevy
we're
family.
Chevy. Yep.
I don't. I just like how they look. Not the little one, the big one.
The bigger one. Yeah.
I like some of the colors. It's
I
sporty.
think they're the same size. I think they just put bigger wheels and fenders on the other one.
Is that true? Because I think it's.
I haven't done
not-
my research in it, but I think
I
that's
don't
what's
even
going
know
on.
if it would fit our. I just don't think they're big enough. Like if we road tripped, and also I think I looked it up and they were like $80,000 or
for the
$60,000.
Bronco.
It was a lot of money. I think I was looking up new, but can you look it up for me?
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
like,
I'm gonna do
that's
that. We're-
very
we're talking.
expensive. So I just really like the look of it. I like
Yeah.
boxy SUVs, I guess.
Okay.
And I like them to be bigger because it feels safer. And especially when I start thinking about my kids driving, I like the idea of them
Yeah.
driving something bigger.
Mhm,
It just
mhm.
makes me feel better. So I don't really know. I mean, that's not really a car thing. That's more like a mom
Yeah.
safety thing for my kids. And we have a lot of winter weather.
How much
so
is the new Bronco?
4-wheel drive is nice. There you go. That's my answer.
Yeah, well, you have to have 4-wheel drive up here.
You
Oh,
need it.
sticker price. It starts off at $40,000.
Oh, it's not as much.
And
just 40.
topping off the range of the Bronco Raptor. I don't
Yes,
even know what
the
that is,
Raptor. I need that.
of $90,000.
Can it go underwater? Does it have one of these things?
Yeah, because we're going to go underwater.
Well,
here
it
soon.
doesn't matter. It's just nice to be prepared,
Mhm.
or like it's ready for a safari, or just anything.
Um,
Okay, that must have been.
I'm looking.
You said 80,000 for the
90.
90.
90. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Oh, good grief.
Somebody get me that. That's crazy. All right, it's
Okay.
your turn. What
And
car?
I think it's a 5-seater because I think it's 2 seats in the bench in the back.
Yeah, but
don't
maybe
know.
just not as much. I just don't know if there's enough room
I wonder
there.
if there's a third seat that maybe folds down, folds up. Okay, for me,
Yeah.
I got several different desires on this question.
Oh my goodness.
One is so
Yeah, that's true. You're gonna have different
my
categories.
the car I've loved since I was in high school was the K5 Blazer. And the older
Yes.
K5 Blazer, kind of the 1977 through the 1989 90. It's 89. I think the 90 lose some of the things I like about it, but mine is 87. I got an 87 Blazer. That's my daily driver. The top comes off. It's a hard top. It comes off in the
What
back.
year is yours again?
87.
Gosh, people always ask me when I'm forced
Yeah.
to drive it.
1987. It's a
87,
great.
okay.
I love the rig. Now eventually I'd like to park it and really fix it up and everything. That's what I'd like to do. I don't
It's just
know if
like
I'll ever get
driving
to
a
it.
tin box
It's
down the road with a steering wheel that you can do this or this and
Yeah,
nothing happens.
so
It's
good. It's so good.
Dim little headlights. I think
Yep.
it's absolutely unsafe to drive.
Andy does not like
I
driving,
hate
especially
it
at night
so much.
because the lights are not as bright.
I can't see
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
And you're going like this and it's like not even moving. And you're like, I hope I'm on the road.
Yeah.
Like I cannot.
Yeah.
I hate driving that car.
So
But
it's a
you
great
love it so
rig.
much.
Especially during the summer. Now, one of the things about Idaho summers that are amazing. I've lived, again, if you followed our show or my Twitter, whatever, I've lived in 6 different states: Texas, New Mexico, Oregon, California, Colorado, and now Idaho.
Yeah.
And I've obviously experienced summers in every one of those states. Idaho has some of the best summers I've ever experienced.
You've always said that. And a lot of people confirm
Mhm.
who've been all over. We
Yeah.
have, I bet it's 3 months though.
Yeah,
You pay the price.
3, it could be 4
You
sometimes.
pay the price of the dark winter
You
to
do.
get to it.
And basically from about June 15th to about September 30th, there's no rain and it's 85 degrees.
Yeah. Top off.
Top off. I
Yeah.
keep the top off all summer, and if it rains a little bit, it's not a big deal. It dries out. So
It's fine. The kids love it.
the kids love it. I just feel more free, So that's the K5 Blazer. But here, if I had a chance to spend about $40,000 on it and fix it up, it's probably what it cost. Maybe 35, maybe 30 to 40 is probably what it'd take to fix it up the way I want
So
to.
you'd rather have an old one and then just soup it up. You don't want a
100%.
new one.
100%.
Okay.
I would do that any day. I would spend $30,000 to fix up my Blazer, then buy a $50,000 blade, old, new blade, whatever.
Yeah.
I would much rather do that.
I believe that. I love that car.
But what I'd like to do in the 2003 to 2008 Chevy trucks, the parts are basically interchangeable on the axis, on the axle, on the axles, on the transmission and engine. And so you buy a truck in that era that's been damaged, wrecked, whatever, it's not drivable anymore. You pull the engine out of it, get the diesel 2003, 2007, 8 Chevy trucks. You grab the diesel out of it, transmission and the rear wheel axle, and you just swap it out. And that's what I'd like. I'd love to have a diesel in my K5, fix up the interior, basically mint it all out for probably about $30,000. And I mean, you're talking about for the high end, $90,000 for a Bronco. Oh my goodness. I could mint mine out. I could put leather seats in, all this stuff. I can make it sweet, probably for about $30,000.
I mean, I'd have to see the finished product, but if it could be great, and
I'll show you. A lot of people do this.
Yeah, I believe it. It's a pretty iconic looking truck.
So that would be, and then the other thing is I do need a truck, and of course I like the Chevy diesels. Now the problem is all the new diesel engines have Congress has put all these rules around making your diesels more environmental.
Okay.
And so
it's not green enough.
It's not green enough. And so they do all this silly diesel stuff that either makes it more complicated to keep up on maintenance, or actually adds to or restricts its horsepower.
Oh, bummer.
It's so dumb.
It's like our eco-friendly washing machine, and
that breaks every 3 months.
Doesn't even wash clothes. Really,
100%.
It's so frustrating. All in the name
so
of
we
being
buy
green.
old washer and dryers because of that.
Yeah, we do.
Or what's the brand that
Speed Queen.
Speed Queen. If you get
Spend the money, you guys.
Yeah, Speed Queen's
we
way to
love
go.
it. Yeah.
So
those are good answers. We
go.
do need to get you a truck with a bed would be nice.
Yeah, and then I love the old cars. My dad had a 55 Chevy. I'd love to get a 55 Chevy someday, fix that up, stuff like
You're
that.
A car person, but you're also dreaming of days when you have like lots of free time, and I don't think
well, this is when I'm 115.
Yeah, when I'm dead.
When I'm 115.
Maybe instead of remarrying, you'll just do cars.
Fix up cars.
You'll be like, I can't go back. It's too hard. I'll just.
So there's a number of old cars I really like, and then I'd love to have like a sports car, just for fun. Me and you go on dates.
You need to make some money.
I know.
Send us money, you guys. Gabe's got some car dreams.
I've never gave you the full car list for me.
No, but I think you're a car guy. I think you're. Okay. I'm clearly not a car person. Okay, it's my turn.
Yes,
how about this? What do I do really well, and what is one thing I need to work on the most?
Is this talking about myself, or is this talking about you?
You have to answer for me, and then I'll answer for you.
I have to analyze you.
Yeah. What's one thing I'm really killing it at in life right now, and what's one thing I need to work on?
I mean, besides being really well married to me and being able to handle me really well.
Thank you. 20 years. I feel like
that's 20 years.
It's not nothing.
I'm not an easy dude to be married to. You are a very talented woman on all sorts of levels.
Just pick one.
Yeah. My wife jokes about how she can't handle stress. But the amount that you do in a week is the amount you accomplish, the amount you handle. I mean, we're all over life right now. Our kids are 14, 12, and 10. So there's so much to go on that happens.
Yeah.
You do a show with me at Winebreak. You do some of your own consulting and some of your own. You still teach classes. I've told her for years to stop teaching classes and just focus on her consulting. But
it's my workout. So.
It's her workout and stuff, which makes sense. So it kind of doubles up.
Yeah.
And so you're just able to handle quite a load that I think most women would shy away from.
Oh,
and everything.
Nice.
So
thank you.
I think that
thinking that.
Yeah. Your ability to handle all this various responsibilities, and which is why I'm fine when there's a load of laundry on our bed. It doesn't bother me because I know you're so productive.
This week is
this week we do need to vacuum.
This week is extra bad.
It is extra, but your ability to handle quite the load and do it pretty gracefully. Sometimes you get underwater a little bit, because you do so much. And we've talked about this on the show before. This is where husbands really need to kind of be tuned into their wife's workload, because you'll work yourself to death, and
it's bad,
and let it frustrate you, and let it kind of get you down, and let it kind of take some life out of you. But your ability to handle a lot is I think pretty impressive. So
Oh, thank you.
that's good.
Okay, what's something I need to work
What's
on?
something you need to work on?
No, clearly there's like barely anything, but no, I'm just kidding. We have to
Yeah.
just pick one.
Something you need to work on. Well, we've talked about this, and this kind of actually maybe kind of goes a little bit with with how much you do and how much load you have on your plate. Is you aren't a dour person. You aren't a there's not a cloud over you. You aren't a depressed person. You aren't but I we've talked about this before, so there's nothing behind the scenes that we haven't talked about. Is just work on being more joyful through the weeks and the loads that God's given you.
Oh
and
man,
everything.
I need so much work on that. I'm
Yeah.
like a put your head down and grind person.
Right,
Like
right.
just move from task to task.
Yeah.
I'm very not good at like pausing, giving thanks, talking about all the tasks in a joyful, grateful way. I'm very much just like check, check, check. And it's really not healthy. I really do need work on that.
Yeah. And sometimes like you'll have such a load and then something will kind of your glass is full and something happens small that tips you over, kind of thing. Like last week we talked about this. So this is again, nothing behind the scenes that we haven't talked about.
No, it's fine. It was 100% true.
Our cell phones started messing up, particularly yours.
I lost it.
Our cell phones.
My phone completely stopped working.
We thought it was the towers. We thought we couldn't figure it out because Toby and Jenny were having problems with their cell phones. I'd heard of another friend having problems with a cell phone here in our town.
Oh man. It was like almost 2 days. It was like more like
a day and a half.
It was my life was catastrophic.
It broke her. It broke her.
I was like, I'm not doing well. It was so
admittedly
bad.
It broke her. Come to find out, it was my fault.
Gabe didn't pay the bill. So
our credit card our cross-politic credit card had expired, fraud happened on us. We had to cancel the card and they had to send us a new card, which meant the card that was there to pay for the cell phone monthly bill wasn't there anymore, and so and I just had to replace the card, and everything worked again.
Yeah, no, I was not. I had 0% joy during that time. I could not do anything or talk to anybody. It's actually granted, I needed to be more grateful, and you're right. When it's like it's already like a zero-sum game, and like
and then your cup's full, and then it tipped over.
A straw that breaks the camel's back, and then. But that just really shows what's inside, and what inside it that day was not good. But it's also really horrifying how dependent I am on my phone for everything: grocery pickup, communicating with my kids, talking with clients. I mean, like it's actually kind of scary because when that phone gets taken away, even for a day, it's like I can't do anything. Like I'm dying. Yeah,
I'm just gonna go milk the cow now.
Yeah, like
it's like what do I do?
Or like I'll just relocate to Canada and start over because I can't do anything. Yeah, no, that was terrible.
Okay, my turn for me.
Okay,
your turn for me.
What do you do really well? What do you need work on?
Yeah.
All right. Gabe does a lot of things very well. One thing that he does very well, that stands out to me is he very much prioritizes and cares very much about leading our family, us having family time, leading the family spiritually, investing in our kids, individually spending time with our kids. Like you're a very, very present, involved, caring husband and father. Like very good. Like you're the one who insists that we sit at the dinner table, even when it's insane. You pick the kids up from school individually, you take them on their little dates. Like you just do a really good job. And I think a lot of men
thank you
could do better. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. You do a very good job. Like we fight about a lot of things, not as much as when we used to, but we will disagree in a lot of things, but I don't think we do not fight about what kind of husband and father you are really, especially parenting stuff. Like you're just really on it. You do a really good job. So that's something that you're doing really well. Yeah. Among other things. Okay. One thing you need to work on, which you probably can't, is your memory. So I told you I was going to bring this full circle, and I am. He can't remember anything.
You probably can't work on it.
He can't remember anything. And no, you can work on it. This is what you can do. You can admit to yourself, step one, that you have terrible memory. Now, some of this is due to him actually just not having a great memory, which I do, but only about some things. He's very good on other things, and I don't have an explanation for that. Really good on dates.
Yeah, we're 20th anniversary.
All dates, historical dates, birthdays. Like there's certain things. So
it's weird.
So
if it has a number attached to it.
We don't have a stupidness issue here. That's not what it is. Okay. But things like, hey, you have a massage scheduled at 1 today.
This is really bad.
Hey, reminder, you have a massage. Hey, remember how we booked this 3 months ago?
Yeah.
It's today.
Annie had me. So I got neck problems pretty bad. Playing basketball. I played basketball through college, and I injured my neck so many times, got hit, racked, whatever. when you do that, what does that mean? When you do that to your neck?
Well, I don't know if there's a real. I mean, you compress your
compress. I've compressed my neck, stuff like that.
You become a Barbie
over the years. So my neck pops. I have to pop it every day, or it doesn't feel right.
He's had neck pain for a long time and refused a massage for a long time. And
I hate massages.
Well,
so I don't like.
Never really.
I don't like people touching my shoulders. I don't. Annie's massages feel like church mouse.
He hates
massages
the
to me.
idea of a massage.
Your massage. Annie's got church mouse hands or whatever.
So calls it a church mouse.
Yeah. And so I don't like massages. And Annie's like, you need a massage on your neck. And so finally, at the local athletic club, Annie's told me, hey, schedule a massage with
our massage therapist, who's very good, and she's been working on my neck forever.
So I finally scheduled it, and I knew about it that week. I knew about it even the
I
night
reminded
before.
you, and then
Annie
you
reminded
just
me.
Went ahead and
even that morning, Friday morning, I was like, I got a massage today, and it was at 1:00, and I forgot. So
yeah, that was.
It was.
Yeah, so just some of it is that you're too busy.
And it's on my calendar.
Yeah.
And I forgot. But the problem was I had lunch, and that's where I got distracted, and I didn't look at my calendar, and that's what got me.
He forgets a lot of things. Yeah. And then when we are arguing about something, he'll recall things that are just that either they didn't happen or I said it, not him. I mean, it's bad.
That's not true. That's what her memory does.
It's true. His memory's really bad. So
her memory's not very good when we're arguing.
But this is what you need to work on. It's not true. What you need to work on is number one, you need to accept that your memory is not great.
Oh, I accept.
Great. And I think it's for a mixture of different reasons.
Yeah. Carter's getting married next week. He's over there.
Yeah, this is really important, Carter. Yeah. Also, you tend to only remember the things that are really important to you, and you need to work on remembering.
Why would you remember things that aren't important?
Well, like things that are important to other people.
No.
Yeah.
Whatever is important to me is important to God.
See, this is part of the problem. So I think you just need to write sticky notes, do phone alarms. Yeah. You need to put some systems in place. And this is true for busy moms. I tell this to everybody. You're not magically going to just have a better memory, probably, when you're busy and that. Some of that's just not going to change. So you need to put some systems in place so that you do not make me so angry because you forget things. So there you go. It's your turn.
There you go. Very good, baby. All right. Let's do this. Go serious, not so serious, serious, not so serious. What are your summer goals? Summer goals.
Okay. I think we've touched on this before. Mm-hmm. I have big summer goals. Number one, we're trying to add to our horse herd. This will be contingent on finding the right horses that are a good fit for our family and not in Missouri and, close enough. And at the right price point. So I'm hoping we can add to our herd, which the girls, specifically, although I did talk to Cash on the way to school today about getting him riding this summer, and he was like, okay, that sounds great. So
riding the horse. Yeah, riding the horse.
Yeah, so horses.
So our girls, they're older than Cash, our son's the youngest. They're pretty competent at riding horses. Yeah, and Cash is now about that age where he needs to kind of get it.
Yeah, and they're just so stoked about it. So that's a big thing. I am really excited to run with my girls this summer. I've got some big plans there to do a lot of base miles with them. They're both pretty good distance runners right now. Track season is just picked up and started. It's something we can do together. It gets me. I am fine running on my own. I do run on my own, but it's way funner to run with someone, especially if it's someone you care about. So I'm just really excited to do that. And then I just really want Cash to do some exercise with you. And I want us to be able to just at least have some time at home. Our summer's tend to fill up and get really, really busy, but I'm excited to just spend some time all together. Our summer is really magical in Moscow. It's light until like 9:30 or 10.
Yeah.
I mean, those nights
the sun comes up like at 4:30, 4:45 in the morning.
Yeah,
and goes
it's
down at 10
long
it's
days.
Beautiful.
It's beautiful, and we get to really appreciate our farm and our
ranch.
I look forward to sitting on the porch. I just want to sit on the porch.
In the summer, we sit on the porch almost every night and watch the kids ride horses.
We call it porch time, and it's like the best time.
And the kids are out riding horses on the property. And
I'm sure I'll do other things this summer, but those are the things that I'm really excited about. Yeah. What about you?
It's a great time.
Anything additional?
Yeah, summer. Summer's interesting for me. Because I got to coordinate travels with all the guys, and we do shows, and I got travel. I got travel now. I'm just adding to my schedule, so I'm launching a business leaders network called Business Makers Network, Business Makers Network. And so that's going to add to. We're going to be doing Business Makers summits. We that's going to be interesting. I have travel across politics, so I got I told Annie, I was like, in August, I don't want us doing anything, no travel, nothing. We got one conference and then that's it that I have to be at. Everything else, it should be as much fun as we can do as possible.
Yeah, you shut it down.
Shut it down.
For August.
Give me August. There's definitely weekends in the summer where we shut it down too. June, beginning of June, we're planning on trying to go on vacation. July, I hope towards the end of July, it's not that busy, but I just got a number of things. So, my goal one is I got to spend some time with my kids in basketball and get them ready for basketball season next year. We need to do some serious
development. We need to level up this summer.
We need to level up the kids on basketball. That's a big goal. Number two, I always have summer books that me and the kids read. Mm-hmm. We try to read a book a month with the kids.
That's right.
And that's fun. I got 2 books. I think I got the 2 books. I need 3 books chosen for the summer with the kids.
Yeah, that's good.
And I mean, I really goes back to, I really need things to slow down in summer because things are just so fast paced for us during the school year.
We've needed things to slow down for about 15 years.
I feel like maybe when I'm about 55, 56, I might be able to slow down a little bit. I don't think I can right now.
I will remember that when you're 55.
Yeah, please. I told my buddy Troy in Texas, every 2 or 3 years, because he's in real estate development, and he just every 2 or 3 years he stacks his deck and his plate so high.
Yeah,
because it's cyclical and all that stuff.
Well, he's like you. He's a go-getter. Always doing a ton of stuff. Yeah.
And then he gets in it and he starts complaining to me. He calls me complaining. Oh, it's horrible. I'm depressed. Whatever.
I think I'm dying.
Whatever it is. I think I'm dying.
I don't feel good.
Yeah. And so this last, I was just visiting him a couple weeks ago in Fort Worth, and he said, "Hey, hold me accountable. If in 2 years I do this again, like, don't let me do it again." So
that's what they all say.
That's what we all say. Yeah, don't let me do it again.
Don't let me date her again.
Yeah. So, and then there's always a bunch of house projects. So there's kind of the kids thing.
Yeah.
There's the slow down. We get a bunch of family time in, adventure thing, and I'd say kind of the kids, books, stuff like that, horses, getting them ride horses, practice, basketball, stuff like that. And then there's house projects. I'd like to get to a number of house projects. We got a little 10-acre ranch. It's a boutique. It's not even really a ranch. We got horses, chickens, and a sheep.
It's
one
enough.
sheep.
I mean, there's always.
So it's a lot of
fun.
fun.
Yeah,
it's an old 1915 kind of ranch where we got this old barn, stuff like that. So there's a lot of fun stuff to do and a lot of progress to make.
Yeah,
and always want to do that. Now that I got my son basically fully up on how to mow the yard, because there's about 1.5 acres that we have to mow. Yeah, I can do other things while he's mowing and stuff like that.
He likes it.
Yeah. We love it. Cash loves working with me out there.
He's so cute.
We got overalls together, and we wear overalls.
Yeah, he got him overalls. He wears a hat and usually gets a special, like a Dr. Pepper or something.
Yep, to mow the yard.
All he needs, and he is so happy.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't mow. It's kind of like someone who's a little bit drunk.
He's getting better. When he first started mowing.
Kind of like, what? It's not that great, but you get better with practice. And last summer, our neighbor even had him come up and mow. So hopefully she can do that again.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so that's pretty fun. Okay, let's see here. We have like a little time left. I bet some of these other ones we could do a little faster. I mean, we could probably like kind of rapid fire them a little bit.
Let's see what we can do.
Okay, let's see here. What book are you reading right now?
Well, I got
actually reading, not like I said I was going to read it.
No, I'm reading slowly. Angels and Architecture, Puritan Reformers, of course, the Bible is always there. And then
the Bible,
I got a couple other books in my stack that I'm reading. Just I rotate through because unless I have a time to sit down for an hour and a half, I'll just focus on that one book. But what happens is I usually have time for about 30 minutes to read a chapter. And then next time I have another 30 minutes to read a chapter, I'll be interested in another book that I'm already reading to at the same time. So I kind of rotate and read.
I don't understand anybody who can read more than one book at once. I know a lot of women who can do that too.
I'm doing it. Yeah, I'm doing it. And then I'm always reading like something on news, economics,
Yeah, you're ingesting a lot of different
because across
stuff.
Politics stuff. So my book reading is not as good as it should be and everything. But I got a stack of 12 books that I want to finish this year for each month.
You might do better if you tried one at a time.
I do better if I had more time. That's the problem.
True, time, anytime. I just reread. I need to broaden because I like almost 100% just read books about health and fitness, like almost
you do.
100%.
Yeah. And when she means read, she means audibly.
Yeah, listen, it counts.
I don't count my Audible with my reading because I got
amazing.
I got Sword and Scimitar on my Audible. I got
you're ingesting
Bonhoeffer on Audible that I'm reading through right now.
Yeah,
so
you're ingesting too much. I think it's too much. Yeah, I mostly almost unless I'm on vacation right now, I just can't afford to sit down and read. I will sit down and read my Bible.
Yeah.
But that's it. Like I just listen. So thank goodness for Audible. But I just reread Dirty Genes by Dr. Ben Lynch, who I would love to get on the show. He's on our list of he's just like a genetics guy, and it's just such a good book. And because I've got a lot of
you got a dirty gene.
I got a super dirty gene, homozygous MTHFR gene mutations.
They call it the mother effer.
Yeah, it applies to me a lot. So I just reread that, and I'm starting to deep dive testosterone, you guys. So just pin that, because I'm going to have thoughts, and I want to bring Dr. Amy Horniman on again, and maybe a couple other people to talk specifically about that, because it's
male testosterone, just about testosterone.
Women and men,
okay,
women and men, and women as it applies to me, because it's a really big deal. I think it's a super misunderstood hormone, and I think most men and women, especially in midlife, are deficient in it from what I can tell. So I'm just started, what is it called? Safe Hormones, Smart Women by Dr. Lindsay Berkson. Now, I found her via podcast, listened to several interviews with her, was really intrigued. And so I've started that book. So anyways, that's what I'm doing. Stay tuned for more on testosterone. Okay. And I will keep you posted about my own journey with it, because I'll do anything.
I think there's a book I had that I wanted us to read together. That I had, now I can't remember anymore. Okay.
Got another one?
Yes.
We can get to them all. We're almost
in another life, what career would you like,
be good at?
Yeah. What career would your spouse excel at?
Yeah, right. Okay.
No, but I think it's you.
No, I should answer for you, and you should answer for me. Like, what do you think I would be good at?
That's not how I wanted the question.
You want to say what you think?
You say what you think. You say what you think about me, and I'll say what career I like.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
I can do the same. Fun. I can do the same. Let's have some fun. Okay. I think you could actually do a lot of things well. I think you would make a good like mob boss or like pirate captain. Like minus the criminal activity.
That's funny.
Which is frowned upon by the Lord. But I just think you would do really well, because you inspire people. You are a visionary. You have good instincts. You are loyal, but you also just don't care about what other people think about you. Like you just do not care. You're very unaffected. So I think you could do live the life of a criminal leader very well. And I mean, if we wanted to be a little more,
it's amazing. I did not think of that one. That was not on my list.
He'd be great at it, and not everybody would be. I think you would actually thrive. Minus your conscience.
So going to hell, in other words,
minus your conscience being,
husband would be great at working on something that gets them to hell.
Just on the high seas, just living your best life. But I think non-criminal category. I think you would do great. What do you call people? Like a negotiator? Like, what would you call someone who goes in and negotiates like high pressure, high dollar deals, like legal or otherwise? Like, what do you call that?
Yeah. I mean, I guess a negotiator or
you would be really good at that.
Usually it's like maybe some sort of VP or chief operation, usually some sort of C-level position.
The guy who negotiates the deals. Any deal you would be very good at, because again, you're a visionary, and your instincts for situations like that are really good, and you handle pressure really well. Yeah. So you could have done that, and frankly, probably would have a lot more money right now. Yeah. So just too late.
That's probably true. I didn't think of that one.
What do you think you should do if you weren't doing this?
Yeah, I think so here's a little bit about me. Is I tend to go and do things that no one's doing and that needs to be done.
Yes.
That's just kind of, it's like,
that's true.
You
feel the need.
You feel the need. That's why I started Cross Politic. We had no podcast in our community in 2016. And I was like, well, this could be a good ministry. Everyone's got, Pastor Wilson's got a blog, Pastor Toby's got a blog, everyone's got a blog in our community. Everyone writes a book in our community. We got a very talented community for producing content, and no one had started a podcast. And I was like, well, let's do this. And in addition to that, no one in the church nationwide was really talking about the Bible and politics, and so that's why that topic I thought was so important to hit on.
It was.
So that's an example. So now with that in mind,
I don't know what he's gonna say.
There's that principle still applies about what I'm about to say here.
Okay.
But there's actually passion behind this. And I should have started earlier.
Oh my gosh, are you going to say comedian?
Yes, comedian. Yeah, there you go. I would love to be a comedian in my next life. I love stand-up comedy. I love people. I
should have known. There's such a need. There's no comedy here.
And Christian comedy is so bad.
That's true.
And
it is bad. It is bad.
So that honestly, I've even thought about it of going to just like practicing the craft and going to some sort of stand-up night where you just sign up on the books and they just throw you out there to the sharks. Maybe when I'm 115 years old, I might get to it.
Wait till I die. And then do it.
That's still on my checklist of things to do. So
I know it's coming.
I'm a funny guy.
You're a funny
So there's that. And I would say the other place, I've had desires for this for a long time is I would I'll also better set myself up for this, but being a pastor.
Yeah.
I don't really have that. Let me put it this way. There's so many good pastors around our community.
Yeah.
I don't need to touch it. I don't need to do it. We got Doug, we got Toby, we got Ben Merkel, we got Joe Rigney, we got Jared Longshore. We got very gifted guys in our community. And so it's just one of those things. If I was in a community that needed it, then I would probably put some more effort trying to go down that path.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I don't need it. And I'm not the best articulate speaker. I can speak. I talk at conferences. I was just I'm speaking at 2 a couple weeks ago. But I would be I'd be like the one-eyed blind guy in a blind town. I got one. I think that's would be me in a place that needed it. It was like, well, I think I can do this. I can be a blessing to this community, and they need it, and so I'll step up. And if someone better comes along, I'm happy to step down. I coach our girls' varsity basketball team here in town, and our season was okay. It wasn't as good as I wanted it to be, but even then, I was just talking to our athletic director. I'm like, hey, I think we should have had a better win-loss record this year. I really do. And I'm not satisfied with our win-loss record this year. And I told our athletic director, and if you think there's someone better at coaching right now, bring him in. I'm happy to move aside. Like I'm always, if someone's better than me at doing this, I'm happy to move on to what I can do that needs to be done that no one else is doing, kind of thing. So
that's true about you. And that's actually a very healthy posture to have at life, because it actually shows that your ego is in check. Because you're like, okay, I'm
a proud guy in different ways, but
I mean, being like, if you're actually the better fit, then do it and to not be butthurt about it. That's good.
Yeah. So you go. How about you, baby? So first,
okay,
first me, and then you can do yourself, and I will actually have to wrap it up here. Annie is a very, very intelligent woman, and her memory is photogenic. Almost. It's over the years, it's not as photogenic as it used to be, but her memory is on like she remembers things, and sometimes she needs to confess her sin on how much she remembers things.
I can't help it.
Yeah. So there's a couple things. I think you being a lawyer, you might even have it on your list.
I don't have a list, but
okay, you being a lawyer in another life, you would crush it.
I would enjoy it.
Now, your knowledge, I don't know how much you would. Okay, I'm going to say this, and then I'm also going to say a point against it. Okay,
fine.
I'm gonna argue for it and argue against it.
Okay.
I think you'd potentially make a great doctor.
Okay.
Again, the ability to remember, the ability to study, the ability to learn, the ability to pack all this, biological, scientific information in your mind, you'd hit out of the park. And then the thing where I have a problem with is in actual surgeries on this one.
Okay.
Because you hate fixing things. Your phone breaks, your computer breaks, your printer breaks. So I don't know if you would actually be good with surgery.
Okay, that's a fair point. Now listen.
I think you'd be like, screw it, and stab the guy and let him just go to his afterlife after that. You would maybe try to fix it for you try to troubleshoot it for a minute. I'm like, that's it.
This guy didn't have a chance.
He didn't have a chance.
Or I call you and be like, can you YouTube this? I'm just I don't want to. I don't like that's really funny. That's very funny. I want you to know that a lot of the time when I don't want to do something, it's just because I want you to do it for me.
Yeah, I understand that.
Like I'm quite lazy with certain things. I'm like,
you're so capable.
I'm like, that's a man job. Yeah. And so every once in a while, if he's out of town or something, I'll actually do something. I'll just like YouTube it and do it. And he'll come home and he'll be like, what? You can do that? Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, it's not that hard.
You plug the TV in to get it to work?
I don't normally. I choose not to because I want Gabe to do it. It's a man job in my mind. But yeah, that's funny. I could go to, in another life, med school could be great. And I might still down the road when our kids are grown, I might pursue something along those lines because I really do love the human body and everything that goes into it. Love anatomy, I love physiology, all of that. And actually, I don't really know that I would say anything different. I love to argue and I love to win. Yeah. So lawyer would be fine. Although that life doesn't sound, no offense to any lawyers. You guys make a lot of money. So, and we need good lawyers.
But you'd be a winner and that's what you'd like. The winning.
I would really love the winning, but I don't know if office life and court, I don't know. I don't know if I would love that part of it. I just think I like to fight. The only other thing would be a real hard, own a ranch somewhere and just do that because I really would love that.
So she grew up riding horses. I
could do it. I could live in the mountains and never come back and not have a phone. And in that case, I wouldn't panic. And that would be beautiful. That'd be really healthy.
That's true.
It would be good for me. So I could do that too.
All right, y'all.
We did it. We got to almost all of them. That was pretty fun.
Really good. We still got a couple more, but Ask AMA Husband and Wife Edition.
Husband and Wife Edition.
We'll do this occasionally. It's fun for us.
Once in a while. It's healthy for us. It's like a little date. We had wine. We talked about our feelings.
Yeah.
Learned something.
Thank you. So we're going to be off next week. We will probably have some sort of rerun that will play for you guys next Thursday. We'll schedule that out. And then we're going to be back the week of the 18th or whatever that is. I think it's the 18th or something like that. Yeah,
something like
that.
And that sounds
we have a nice interview coming, a couple of nice interviews coming up from some real notable people in the health industry.
Guys, I'm excited. So stay tuned for that.
Thank you guys for joining in. One last thing, as I said at the very beginning, if you want to be in a conversation with us, email us at RenchMedia@gmail.com. Follow me on Twitter. Follow Annie on Instagram. And we will see you in 2 weeks. Thank you for joining us.
Hi, guys.
I think it's important to know the vaccination status of my coworkers.
What's your policy on paying employees to attend protests? How are your safe spaces?
What's your policy on microaggressions? I already feel microaggressed. I only work remotely. You're triggering me.
My pronouns are they, them, their.
V, viz, vir.
Z, them, zir.
I'm bored. Hold on, I got a text.
You don't run a daycare. You run a